Image information. Image information. So what about image information? Work with the info panel. The info panel shows the color values beneath the pointer and depending on the tool in use. Gives other useful information. The info panel also displays a hint of using the selected tool and gives document status information and can display 8-byte and or 16-byte or 32-byte values. The information, by the way, the info panel displays the following information. Depending on the option you specify, the info panel displays 8-byte or 16-byte or 32-byte values. And when displaying CMYK values, the info panel displays an exclamation point next to the CMYK values if the color beneath the pointer or color symbol is out of the printable CMYK color count. And when a marquee tool is being used, the info panel displays the X and Y coordinates of the pointer position and the width and height of the marquee as you drag. And when the crop tool or a zoom tool is being used, the info panel displays the width and height, by the way, of the marquee as you drag. And the panel also shows the angle of rotation of the crop marquee. And when the line tool, the pen tool or gradient tool is being used, or when a selection is being moved, the info panel displays the X and Y coordinates of your starting position and the change in X dx, the change in Y dy, and the angle A and the length D as you drag. And when a dimensional transformation command is being used, actually, the info panel displays the percentage change in width and height and the angle of rotation A and the angle of horizontal skew H or vertical skew V. And when any color adjustment dialog box, for example curves, is being used, and the info panel displays before and after color values for the pixels beneath the pointer and beneath color sampler. And if the show tool hint option is enabled, you see hints for using the tool selected in the toolbox. And depending on the options selected, the info panel displays, by the way, status information such as document size or document profile and document dimensions and the scratch sizes and the efficiency, timing and current tool. And how to use the info panel? Anyway. The info panel displays information about an image and also provides feedback about the color values as you move a tool pointer over an image. And make sure the info panel is visible in your workspace if you want to view information while dragging in the image. And you have steps here now. Step number 1. Optional. Do one of the following if you need to display the info panel. You should to click the info panel tab if it's docked with other panel. You should to click the info panel tab if it's docked with the other panels, and you should to choose Windows, then choose info file information about the image is displayed at the bottom of the info panel, and you can change the information displayed by clicking the triangle in the upper right corner of the panel and choosing panel options from the panel menu. And step number 2. Set the options for the information you want to display it in the info panel by doing any of the following. Choose panel options from the info panel menu and specify options in the info panel options dialog box. Then click an eyedropper icon and choose display options from the pop-up menu, and you can also use the pop-up menu to specify whether the info panel displays 8-byte or 16-byte or 32-byte values. And then you have to click the cursor coordinates icon plus and choose a unit of measurement. Number 3. Select a tool. You should select a tool actually. And number 4, you should to move the pointer in the image or drag in the image to use the tool. and the following information may appear depending on which tool you are using. And you should display the numeric values for the color beneath the pointer, and displays the x and y coordinates of the pointer, and displays the width and height of a marquee or shape as you drag, and or the width and height of an active selections. How to change the info panel options? How to change the info panel options? We have a step here. You should to click the triangles in the upper right corner to open the info panel menu, and then choose panel options, and option number 2 in the info panel options dialog box. For first color readout, choose one of the following display options anyway. Actual color, we have options. Actual color displays values in the current color mode of the image, and the proof color, it displays value for the output color space of the image. And color mode also displays the color values in the color mode. And total ink is meaning displays the total percentage of all CMYK ink at the pointer current location, and based on the values set in the CMYK setup dialog box. So what about opacity? Opacity is meaning displays the opacity of the current layer. This option, by the way, doesn't apply to the background. And you can also set the readout options by clicking the eyedropper icon in the info panel. And in addition to the first color readout options, you can also display 8-byte or 16-byte or 32-byte values. And number 3, for second color readout, choose a display option from the list in step 2. For the second readout, you can also click the eyedropper icon in the info panel and choose readout options from the pop-up menu. Like this screenshot now, we have to open info, then choose web color from the pop-up menu, and clicking an eyedropper icon and choosing a readout mode from the pop-up menu. And number 4, for ruler units. For ruler units, choose a unit of measurement. And number 5, under status information, select from the following to display file information in the info panel, like a document size. Document size is meaning displays information on the amount of data in the image, and the number of the left represents the printing size of the image approximately the size of the saved flattened file in Adobe Photoshop format. And the number of the right indicates the file's approximate size, including layers and channels. So what about document profile? Document profile is meaning displays the name of the color profile used by the image. And document dimensions is meaning displays the dimensions of the image. And what about scratch sizes? It's meaning displays information on the amount of RAM and the scratch disk used to process the image. And the number of on the left represents the amount of memory that is currently being used by the program to display all open images anyway. And the number of on the right represents the total amount of RAM available for processing images. What about efficiency? Efficiency is meaning displays the percentage of time spent performing and operating instead of reading or writing to the scratch disk. And if the value is below 100%, Photoshop, by the way, is using the scratch disk and is therefore operating more slowly. And what about timing? Timing is meaning displays the amount of time it took to complete the last operation. What about current tool? Current tool is meaning displays the name of the active tool. And measurement scale is meaning displays the scale on the document. Number 6, optional. Select show tool hints to display a hint for using a selected tool at the bottom of the info panel. Then click OK. Number 7. The last step. To change measurement units, click the crosshair icon in the info panel and choose from the menu. So what about display the file information in the document window. Display file information in the document window. The status bar is located at the bottom of every document window and displays useful information, by the way, such as the current magnification and the file size of the active image, and brief instructions for using the active tool. Note and be careful here, please. Now, you can also view copyright and authorship information that has been added to the file. This information, by the way, includes standard file information and digmark, watermark, and Photoshop automatically scans opened image for watermark using detect watermark plugin, and if a watermark is detected, Photoshop displays a copyright symbol in the image window's title bar and updates the copyright fields of the file info dialog box, like this screenshot now. Click the triangle in the bottom border of the document window, then choose document size. File information view options when version Q is enabled. Number 2, choose a view option from the pop-up menu. Note and be careful, if you have version Q enabled, choose from the show submenu. And we have option here. Version Q is meaning it displays the version Q work group status of your document, such as open and unmanaged and unsaved and so forth. This option, by the way, is available only if you have version Q enabled. So what about document sizes? It's meaning information on the amount of data in the image. And what about document profile? It's meaning the name of the color profile used by the image. So what about document dimensions? Document dimensions is meaning the dimensions of the image and measurement scale. What's the meaning of measurement scale? It's meaning the scale of the document. So what's the meaning of scratch sizes? Scratch sizes is meaning information on the amount of RAM and the scratch disk used to process the image. And efficiency is meaning the percentage of time actually spent performing an operation instead of reading or writing to the scratch disk. What about timing? Timing is meaning the time it took to complete the last operation. And current tool is meaning the name of the active tool. So what about 32-byte exposure? It's meaning option for adjusting for the preview image for viewing 32 bytes per channel, and high dynamic range HDR images on your computer monitor. And the slider is available, by the way, only when the document window displays an HDR image. And then click the file information area of the status bar to display document width and height, channels and resolution. And control click if you use Windows, or command click if you use Mac operating system. To display tile width and height.